So can you explain to me the difference between removal and suppression?
Sure. So if you are on the internet, you're probably a little bit confused by all of the different options here when it comes to removing negative content. You'll see attorneys, law firms like National Security Law Firm that are doing removal services, and then there's a lot of reputation management companies out there offering suppression services. And so there's a big difference between the two. At National Security Law Firm, we only do removals. We do not do suppression. And by removal, what we mean by that is we are permanently removing the negative content from search results. And so we do that by either getting the publisher to take down that page in its entirety, or if it's something that they're not willing to take down the page, maybe it's a police blotter where they're listing 10 other people in their arrests, getting them to just remove your specific case or your name so that when people search for you on Google or any other search engine, it doesn't return in search results. Suppression, on the other hand, is where they're basically trying to bury the content online. So they're suppressing, they're trying to push down your negative content in search results. So it's not coming up on page 1 of Google. And how they do that essentially is by posting good content about you. So pages about you with good content in an effort to push down that negative content. So there's some obvious cons when it comes to suppression over a permanent removal. So the first is, they're pushing down, they're removing it from page 1 of Google, but we have people that go past page 1 of Google. They'll still be able to find that information. So that's the biggest drawback. The second is suppression can be very, very expensive. It's very time consuming. They have to create all these websites and pages about you, so it can cost a lot of money. And then third is when it comes to suppression, search engine results are fluid. What comes up on page 1 of Google today could come up on page 10 tomorrow and vice versa. And if these search engines like Google change their algorithms, overnight, something that you paid thousands of dollars to suppress could go from page 3 of Google to page 1. And so you can never really rest or sleep easy at night. You're constantly having to monitor and maintain those results. Whereas with removal, once it's gone, it's gone. You can rest assured of that. So obviously removal has a much better outcome. And so that's a better strategy. You always want to try for removal first before resorting to suppression. Because we have clients that we know maybe we're not going to be able to remove because although we're successful most of the time, we're not successful all of the time with the removal. But we really don't want people to feel like they're going to be double billed. I'm going to try to have this attorney remove. They're going to charge me this money. If they're not successful, then I'm going to have to pay these suppression people to push it down. And that kind of seems unfair. So at National Security Law Firm, we do our removal work on a contingency basis, which means if we're not successful, if we don't get the content removed, we will issue you a full legal refund of the legal fee that you paid us, and you can then go and put that money towards suppression services. So we're really trying to give everybody the best shot at a removal and the best outcome by doing that.
So really, this is the difference between renting versus owning your peace of mind.
For sure. Yeah, that's a good analogy.